right, as you can see on our MT5, the order that we placed is now retracing. It is going long. That means that price is going up. USD, the quote of Euro USD, is starting to gain strength. It's stronger than the base, so it's starting to push price up. As price is being pushed up, you can see that we were in a sell position, and now price is going against us. It's going long when we're in a short position. So you can see our profit is, we went as high as $6,000, and now we're starting to retrace and we're losing money. So now we're at $3,000 as it's heading back to our entry. This is what's important to note in this video is you're going to learn this concept called PIPS. When you're placing orders, PIPS is how price is calculated. It's not calculated as a dollar amount, it's calculated as a pip. I did a recording with the group and you're going to learn all about pips and how to calculate price through this method of pips. It's important to note that we're in a global economy, and so if I say I can't calculate everything as a US dollar term because US dollar is not universal. So we have to have some kind of universal tool that everybody can use to calculate movements in price. And we call that PIPS. So I'm going to go over to the video and we're going to learn all about it.
And global players are playing in the market. When you have that many people playing in the market, how do you, and it's decentralized, how do you make sense of it? You know, you have the dollar, you have the US dollar, you have the euro, you have the rand. And so what happens is there has to be some commonality to make sure that everything makes sense. And so the best analogy I can come up with is running the mile. So how far is a mile? And it depends on who you ask. It could be 5,280 feet. It could be 1,760 yards. Somebody may be measuring it in nautical miles, or in kilometers, or in meters, or in inches. So it depends on who you ask and where you ask them. Where are you from and how you measure. And so that's the same thing in the global market. It's like if all of these players are in the market, what is a common way for us all to talk the same? And so in the global market, what we use to measure price change, we use what is called a PIP. It's a PIP. It means price in percentage. And so this is the agreement across the world that they've agreed to count price movements in the measurement of a PIP. All right, so now we're starting to get into some of the foundation of Forex trading. Go back to our, we'll take this currency pair, Euro USD or EU. The PIP is the unit of measurement to express change in value between two currencies. So here on Euro USD, the exchange rate, let's say, is $1, $1, 1.05484. So that is the exchange rate. That fourth, or let's say the second numeral from the right, or the fourth numeral to the right of the decimal is the PIP. For all major non-JPY pairs, that fourth numeral is going to be the PIP, always. So in lieu of, in South Africa, they're going to use the fourth numeral as the PIP. In Russia, they're going to use this fourth numeral as the PIP. In the United States, we're going to use this fourth numeral as the PIP. This last numeral to the right of the decimal is called a pipette. And that's a fractional PIP. And in trading, we ignore this last numeral because a fractional pip isn't really worth nothing, or normally we don't count that pipette, right? So we deal with the pip. So that last numeral usually drops off. This is going to be true for all pairs except for JPY quotes. When it comes to JPY quotes, they're going to have 3 numerals to the right of the decimal. Non-JPY is going to have 5, and the 4th numeral to the right of the decimal is the pip. JPY is going to have 3. The last is the pipette. That's going to drop out. So the second numeral is the pip. So what does that mean? Every time this pip changes numbers is a movement that is counted. Every single time. All right, so let's look at this. Yeah, for a non-JPY quote, you're going to have a number to the left. You're going to have numbers to the left of the decimal. Then you're going to have 5 numbers to the right of the decimal. This one's going to drop off all the way to the right. That 5th one's going to drop off. That's the pipette, and you're going to have a pip. So if this is going to represent 1 pip, 10 pips, 100 pips, 1,000 pips, 10,000 pips, and so on, depending on how many numbers there is in that exchange rate. So if there was, let's say this was 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 5. How many pips is that? Say 0, 0, 0. Actually, skip that. My next slide is the example. So we could all be on the same page. Price change example. So I'm going to ask this question. All right, so we're going to do this. Hopefully you have a pen and paper. So we're going to do a little math. Make sure that you get this. So let's use Euro USD as an example. Let's say that price on Euro USD starts off at 1.05484. And then you look up and an hour later, the price is 1.06890. How many pips did Euro USD move? So I'm gonna give you a second to answer that.
Do you want us to just say the number or type it?
Yeah,
okay. I got 141.
141 is correct. Did it move up or down?
Up.
So price rose 141 pips. That is correct. It went long 141 pips. So look at the math on that. You have 1.05484. That last digit is going to come off because we don't count the last digits. And then the decimal is going to come out as well, because this is the 8, it represents 1. The 4 is 10, so that's a 40. 5 is 100, so that's 548. 0 represents 1,000, and then the 1 represents 10,000. If there was another number, that would represent 100,000, and so on. So we're going to remove the decimal, remove the last number on both of these, and subtract it. So we have 10,689, subtract 10,548 equals 141. That's 141 pips. The current price is greater than when you started, so that went up. It increased, so that's a long. So it's 141 pips long. Is everybody following that?
I follow.
All right. Let's do another example. AUD CAD. It starts off at 0.87112, and the current price is 0.86459. How many pips did it move, and in what direction? Who has an answer?
66 pips.
That's correct. 66 pips. Good job, Joy. Yeah, Jacob, you're right as well. 66. 66 pips. So the decimal comes out, the last digit comes out. So you have 8711, subtract 8645. That equals 66 pips. And it went, the starting price, the current price is less than the starting price. So that's a short. It fell 66 pips. So that was a short, 66 pips. Let's move to the one more example. Let's move to JPY quotes. I want to make sure you guys get this one because this is foundational for what we have to do. So how many pips? The starting price is at 157.727, and the current price is 152.597. You could say it or type it in the chat. How many pips did Euro JPY move, which we call EJ? How far did EJ move? Tisha says 513. Kamika says 513. Does everybody agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. And you would be correct. 513 pips as a short. So the decimal comes out, the last number comes out, and you subtract it. 15,772, 15,259, 513 pips. The last position is less than the starting position, so that is a short.
All right, so that was a great video on pips. And let's jump over to MT5. Look at our trade. We're in a sell position, and we are up about $3,700. And so let's calculate how many pips we have moved so far in this trade. So our starting price was 1.07365, and currently we're at 1.06991. Let's call it 1.06700. 1.06700. How many pips have we moved so far? All right, so from start to finish, if right now we're at 1.06700, we have moved 66 pips, and that is a short position. Our starting position is higher than our current position, and we are in a short, so we are profiting 66 pips. We're currently 66 pips in profit. So play around with that, do some, go to TradingView, look at some prices, calculate pips, get used to calculating pips, and we'll go to the next video where you will find out how to translate pips into profit.